Yeah. He's got one down there though.
Yep. I got him. I'm
Food.
putting on my fucking bunny boots for that though.
Couple ptarmigan off the shoulder of the road. We're on our way to go check the trapline today and got a couple of fresh wings and lunch. We were just talking about how we should have brought our snowshoes with us today. Classic example of why.
Not too bad, bro.
He says it's not too bad.
Wind blown.
He's got about a 75-yard hike down the hill to get to the grouse. Then he's got to come back up that.
Shot him right here. Not bad.
Tucking his ptarmigan.
Yay!
Lunch.
Booyah.
I'm lazy. I didn't even get out of the truck.
I would have been faster.
Well, good morning, everybody. I'm doing a little walk through what all we got going on here with our parking spot. Fox tracks everywhere up here where we park. You can see where they dug into the snowbank. They go down the trail. I walked down the trail probably 100 yards. But for the first time since November, we're on the other side of the 0 mark. It's 15 above when we're getting here starting. So yeah, I want to say last time this happened was in November, maybe early December. So gonna get to unstrapping everything and see you down the line. So guys, I just took the edible meat out of this ptarmigan for tuck right there, the breast meat. Really isn't much for the wings. The wing meat is there, but we're gonna take that and use it in a cubby set along the way. I just used the hatchet to break the wing bones. So I was being lazy, didn't feel like using my fingers and all that fun stuff. So see you down the line. So that was a roadkill moose. Friend of mine gave me some scraps off of. We just chipped a bunch of meat off of it. Set a foothold here. Meat scraps everywhere. Threw some down the trail, some here. Gonna throw a little bit more. We're gonna drag this behind the snow machine. Something I haven't showed us doing this year. Try to show a little bit more techniques on what we got going on. Things that can help you guys be more successful if any of you guys are using these for learning. But you can see where the wolves took off. They came down the creek here. The fox, he went up the trail there. I think he just made the circle because I got his tracks right in front of me again. So anyway, we're gonna tie that on, drag that behind, chip some meat off of it, leave the scent trail behind us, and we're gonna head up this valley first. So see you out on the trail. So we got ourselves a peephole set over here. We're gonna freshen it up a little bit. Put a little wolf urine on it. Right here, this is stuff that I've gathered, but looks like that fox, possibly a coyote, which would be odd for here. Came through this area. I'm judging by the tracks. Stepped everywhere but where I needed him to step. So kick a little snow up, put some drops there, get that all scented. I haven't seen no sign of coyotes out here on this line at all this year. So But that's either fox or coyote. Way too small to be a wolf. Way too close together too. So we'll see. See what the future brings. Off to the next. Well guys, there's a P-post set there. Didn't produce this week. Our trail's running around here. This is where we had that caribou last week, right up in there. Actually on that P-post. So you can see there's caribou trails going all over up the hillside here. Anyways, we're off to the next one. See you down the line. So, chopped up a bunch of bait, cubby set, threw some bait around. Wolves have been here. The wolves actually came all the way up into right in here, scoping that out. You can kind of see his tracks there. But he didn't want to stick his head in that milk crate. So, that's alright though. That's not really what was intended to be there. We'll continue on down the line. I'm just refreshing a little lure here. Martin set there. Gusto. It's turning into quite the beautiful day. I'm going to do a little time-lapse video here going up the valley. Up to at least the next set. So sit back and enjoy the view. We have this one set of wolf tracks bleeding into multiple sets of caribou tracks right here. Bluebird skies, and just wanted to show off some time-lapse video of the trail, of the valley. Awesome conditions out there. Like I said, when we started it was like 15 above. This is a longer area where we had not a lot of sets, and thought it would be a good area to show what we had going on. Oh, here we are at the next set, as promised. So last week, I let Tuck talk. So as I was saying before my battery died, I was going to set a straw set last week on the trail. And it was getting late. It was getting kind of cold. I let Tuck talk me out of setting said straw set. And well, wouldn't you know it, the wolf that we were chasing down the trail tore up every bit of that bedding straw. The odds are I would have had him there. But I let somebody talk me out of doing it because it was late, it was cold, we were hungry, and we were tired at the end of last week. So today, when we come back past that spot, because we will have to backtrack past that, guess what's going to happen? I'm going to set a foothold there. So, this is one of those spots where the mushers left hay along the trail. You can see where the wolves came in, tore the hay up, marking their territory. Tore it up there, tore it up again down there, and then continued on down the trail. But it's a beautiful day to be out in the middle of nowhere. That's for sure. Wouldn't trade it for anything. So. Anyway, we're gonna continue on down the trail and see you at the next one.
That'll show good.
So we're getting a visit by the troopers here. They're landed out here with the helicopter. Out of respect, I'm not gonna video them. I got my license and everything, we're all legal. But yeah, they're out doing their job just like we're doing ours, so yeah. Anyway, have fun. Alaska State Troopers, Alaska's best, out doing their job. I'm gonna videotape that, and I'm gonna go into the trees where I don't have to deal with the wind. So there was a pair of troopers there that showed up. They checked mine and Chris's license. Everything was good there. This is also the same location where we caught that blue-faced wolf last week. They walked in, checked that, verified everything was legal. All our traps were legal, our set was legal. All was good. Talked to us. Pretty good group of guys there in that helicopter. One of them mentioned that this coming week he's picking up a brand new Expedition Sport with the 900 Ace in it. Same machine I got, just a couple of years newer. Obviously mine's a 2019. I made him feel a lot better about his purchase. I go about 40 miles on 5 to 6 gallons, and that's about what it takes to run this line. 5-6 gallons, and it's right at 40 miles right now. I'm pulling heavy loads from the time I leave the truck to the time I get back. I'm pulling all the trapping gear and everything else in my sled because it fits a little better. And Tuck on his is he's got the empty sled and he's bringing back any of the fur that we've harvested throughout the day. There they go. Anyway, we caught that wolf last week. Nothing here. Yeah, kind of is what it is. We got trail camera footage. We're going to check that, and if there's anything of any interest, I'll patch it into the video. There we go. Now that you're not looking directly in my mouth. Sorry about that. Oh, there's our cubby set, our last cubby set down here on the creek. There's Tuck. Old tracks going up there through the snow. Lots of old tracks through the snow. Wolf tracks. Had a ribbon hanging on that cubby. I pulled it down. That trap will hold a wolf if he decides to stick his head in there. But yeah, we're abandoning the upper portion of the creek. It's not worth the risk. So that reward is not worth the risk up there. So we're not going to go up the creek anymore. We're not going to endanger our sleds or ourselves with the water being as far back as we are from any kind of civilization, and it's just not worth it. The risk does not outweigh the reward on that one. So we're going to backtrack back. We are picking up some of our marten sets as we go. You can see a couple tubes stuck in there. We're going to relocate them for one last hurrah. We got 2 weeks left of marten season. So we that's that. The troopers, they were cool. They checked our licenses and checked the caribou, verify everything was legal, and told us have a good day. So some of Alaska's finest there, and there's the sun coming over the mountain. Anyway, see you on the next set. So a little bit of our river running. The wolves came through here. Like I said, we're backtracking. See where they come up onto the trail there. This is all overflow from last week and the week before. But the wolf was all bebopping along right through here. Then he got wet. Yep, that's their trail. And it looks like he fell in and floundered around for a second and then got back up. I don't know why he wouldn't run on this trail. Got back up and bebopping along over there. But I thought that was kind of interesting. Figured I would show you. Now enjoy a little bit more of the creek. We're going to set a wolf snare right up here around the corner. There's a good spot where it looks like a bunch of them got on and off the trail. But you can hear the skis cutting that ice from the overflow. Keep Tuck from running me over. He has a habit of running right up onto my trailer. That's where we're going to get off at. But before that, right up over here, want to put a snare. We gotta get turned around. Oh yeah, the wolves, it's all wolf coming in now. We're on our trail here. This is our cubby. We went in, checked that. Nothing in there. But right there, I'm gonna hang a snare real quick. They've used that trail twice now. And then one more back over in there. So see how the next set. So guys, there's one of the snares I just set. They're coming up that hill, so they're gonna have their head high coming up, looking up. So a couple blocking sticks, natural willows, good anchor tree, and another little willow there blocking it. It's pretty stinking vertical. Anyway, that's where they're coming in at off the river. Going right down there. Them and that lynx. So we'd rather have a wolf over a lynx. Oh, Tuck's holding up over there for me. Got their tracks coming right there. I shot across the thin spot of ice there, knocked the shelf down a little bit. But right there, I'm gonna set a snare on those trees. So, grab the snare gloves. Snares. Yeah. No shortage of them. Untangle, uncurl. So this is 72 inches long, and it's I want to say 5/32, 5/32 or 3/32 cable. I don't remember off the top of my head. It's, at your knee to waist. And I did attempt to load these, so some of them loaded real well, some of them not so much. Everything in that big tote's clean, so put it back and off into the wood. So I'm walking through the willows there. You just kind of seen me glance off to the left-hand side. Looking for more than one pinch point to set more than one snare. If there's a good one, you just see me. That spruce tree right there. There's another smaller one right directly behind it that I actually use for an anchor tree. It's probably 6 inches in diameter. The bigger one was closer to 16 inches in diameter. But the wolves are coming up that vertical cut bank there, and it looked like it was the majority of the pack coming up right there. So they're coming up and kind of see where their trail is and going in there. And I'm wrapping number 9 wire right now around that smaller spruce tree, and I'm actually off to the right hand side of their trail. Their trail's in front of me, and I'll set that snare, and then I'll get it tied off with that number 9 wire, and then I swing that wire out into their trail so that I'm not immediately crossing it right there. I'm actually crossing it 10 to 15 feet back in the woods, where they've already got to come through the snare before they get to where I cross their trail. So I'm wrapping this snare around the tree, the 9 wire around the tree, setting the snare cable bottom. I want the bottom of the loop at roughly the bottom of my knee, and the top of the loop at about my waist. Got a couple block off sticks that I drop in there between the snare and the bigger spruce tree that you see right there, just to give them more of a guide, even though they've got a pretty established trail right there. Might not have been necessary, but I did it anyways just to make myself feel better about it. So they're traveling off the creek, up that hill. Should be going right into that snare. Oh, here's the hoping.
Tracks all through there.
So Tuck has his shotgun, and he really wants ptarmigan. These are all ptarmigan tracks. But this is our lunch spot. Actually, probably gonna go right up on top of that knob for lunch. The weather is amazing. Slight wind, sunny. It's like 6 degrees above zero. But yeah. There we go. God's country. That's what I call this. Lunchtime. Anyway, we actually went a little further up the trail. It's so nice we had to get to the slope the sun's actually shining on here. There you go. Yeah, that's Rosebud Summit right there. Oh. Yeah, welcome to the top. Well, not quite. This is as high as you guys will get to see. There's no traps for a while from here, so yeah, there's just everything's super sparse and rock, lots and lots of rock, and snow's not very deep, so anything we'd have to put on would have to be on a heavy drag, and the way the wind blows across up here, I mean, it's just too big of a chance of losing it. But there you go. This is why I come up here. Lunch. Peak pesto pasta. It says open pouch at tear mark, remove oxygen absorber, carefully add 2/3 cup boiling water, stir well, zip pouch, let stand for 10 minutes, open, stir again, and enjoy. Well, we'll find out. We'll find out if it's any good. We'll give her a try. 2 servings, just add water. Let's figure it out together. Sun's high in the sky. So we got caribou tracks on the hill down there. Gas, jet boil, trying to make the water boil. Also making apple cider, because why not? Have the ability.
Wolfkill pulled a moose leg off, chop some more shit off of it out in the trail, and then throw it up into where that caribou's at.
Chicken pesto pasta. I'm gonna go a little barbarian here. I forgot my spoon and my fork. Straight out of the package. First thoughts? It smells good. Next time, needs a little more water. But I was guessing. It doesn't taste too bad, but it does need a little more water. Otherwise, not too bad. So guys, here it is, the next day. We finished the trap line yesterday. Didn't end up catching anything, got skunked. It's snowing today. They're calling for another 7 inches between now and Friday. So over the course of the next 5 days, they're calling for an additional 7 inches of snow to hit the ground. That's why you kind of seen me knocking the snow off the top of my footholds in that video. But yeah, it's snowing. It's overcast. We kind of got chased off the mountain yesterday during lunch because the clouds started to roll in from the other side. And the drag race was on, as we didn't want to get stuck on the wrong side of the pass. If it brought wind with fresh snow, it can, they'll close the gates on us, and then we'll be stuck there overnight till 9 o'clock in the morning the next morning when they get there. So we didn't want to chance that, so we just took off, and I didn't break the camera out to record anything because we wanted to get through it as fast as possible. But see you guys on the next one. Thanks for the subscribes and the likes, the comments. I try to get back to everybody as fast as I can on the comments. If you have any questions, just ask. Best way is through the comments. But yeah, smash that subscribe button, hit the like button. Let's get the videos out there. Thank you.